You're listening to Mid-Morning Matters on MARLOW FM 97.5.
Hi, I've got my amazing guest this morning. I'm so excited about this programme. Good morning, Mike.
Hi, good morning, Mary, and thank you.
And good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Mary. Thank you for inviting me along again, and really looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to I'm really just looking forward to starting you two guys off, having a chat, and then just sitting back and watching. You know, because this is going to be Reminiscence Day. Mike, you have a huge name from the 60s. The Mighty Quinn, we played your theme tune for you there whenever at the start of the programme here. Mighty Quinn, great name, great ceremony, of course very Irish.
I'm smiling away. Oh, yes, it's a very good Irish name, isn't it? And I start with that name because Ken Howard and Alan Blakely, who managed me, they said, no, keep it Quinn because it's sharp.
Yeah.
And I went, yeah, okay. And it's my name anyway, so here we are.
Good for you. And Mike Appleyard, you've actually got Irish connections as well.
Yes, my wife Avril's from Belfast, so
yes.
She came over about 25 years ago now. So yeah, there's a lot of we all have an Irish connection.
Irish connection. So, everybody does. You do realise that, you know.
Yes.
You know, it was somewhere in the world, everywhere in the world.
Yeah,
we're here in MARLOW FM.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Mike, you have an amazing track record. Which of course you're still working, but it's very strange for you to be that side of the desk instead of this side, surely.
It's fun to be this side of the desk, and I did listen to your show last week, and I kind of knew the lingo, the rapport, how you were going to be warm and friendly, and I told you reminded me so much of Gloria Hunniford, and you must have been told this many times.
Well,
don't you think, Mark?
Yes, I do actually. Yeah, that's a great.
Well, there's a good reason. There's a good reason for that because Gloria and I come from the same town, so we obviously had the same local dialect. We're both Portadown girls.
It's a lovely warm tone. You just feel relaxed in your company, Mary.
I should take up hypnotism.
And the way you greeted us this morning, it was terrific. And you're quite right. It is muddy because I was at Gilfest over the weekend.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was muddy down there.
Really, who impressed you most, Mike, at Gilfest? What acts?
I'll tell you what. I was pretty impressed with many good acts, but Gary Newman, who went on at. Just trying to think. Yeah, just a couple of minutes past 10 o'clock on Saturday evening, and I thought he did wear a wig. I've actually interviewed him, but it was marvellous the way he was throwing water on his hair and shaking it around. I thought, oh, steady, that could come off.
Yeah.
But no, it didn't. And, and he was really prancing about and shaking the head. And I did feel, I mean, it must be really stuck on solid.
Yes, yeah.
Because he was looking good. The light show was terrific. Yeah. The sound was great. He was quite impressive. I thought he really did a good show.
I've heard he's very good.
Yeah. I think that's the first time I've interviewed Gary, but I haven't seen his act. I met Mark a long time ago.
You did.
You're quite right.
Yes, he thought that whenever he seen you, he said, I have met him.
Yeah. Because I remember you were a great 45 collector.
Yes, yeah, that was the records
EPs.
that brought us together. That's exactly right, and I still collect them. And that's something that I just love the artwork on the covers and the whole thing. And of course, they are pieces of art. And I brought a couple of albums. I know we're on radio, but I realised we were being filmed. I brought some iconic albums along to just generally talk about because there's lots of anniversaries with the Rolling Stones. Which have it's 50 years since their first performance, so they're celebrating that. And Sgt. Pepper's was 45 years since release, so it's very, very interesting times at the moment.
So, who would be your favourite group that you would collect from?
Well, probably I'm probably swayed more to the Rolling Stones than the Beatles. You were either in the Stones camp or the Beatles.
That's very true.
So I'm probably more swayed to the Stones and Hendrix and the more rocky kind of acts from the 60s. So I guess they're my favourite people.
And you have your own band, of course, as well.
Yes,
in Windsor.
I play in a band which is called the Skin and Blister Band, and they play in Windsor, in the local area. So that's good fun as well. We do mainly 60s covers.
One of the things, Mike, who was your first person? We were just talking about, where does your radio world start? When did it start?
Well, I actually started in television on a program. If people are listening, have a good memory. It was a program called A Whole Scene Going. And that was on BBC One on a Wednesday evening. God, I remember the night at 6:30 until 7. And the first hot seat artist was Charlton Heston, And it was quite nerve-wracking because I'd never done anything like that before. And maybe that's a good thing when you're just chucked in at the deep end. But sure enough, Charlton Heston was there and they showed the Chariot. I do actually have this on DVD. And on that show was Ravi Shankar. And Jeff Beck was with me. He was helping into... This is also on the same DVD. We had the Kinks on the show. The list went on.
So it was interviews and music, Mike, was it? Was a combination of the two? They had live acts?
Elizabeth Cowley was the producer, and she was amazing.
Right.
She was very close to Spike Milligan. It's all in books about Spike. And Liz was just amazing. She just pulled all these people each week, I mean, the best of the crop, and got them
really
on the show.
Wow.
So anyway, that's where I started on television, and the radio thing didn't come till much later. No, I know when the program finished, I thought I'd become a DJ. It was a reporter.
Oh, really?
Back to you, on the Daily Mirror, he rang me up and said, "What are you going to do when this TV program finishes?" And just off the top of my head, I said, it's all going to happen then. I'll be a DJ. I just thought it'd be fun to do that.
But was music your passion, do you think?
Oh yeah, I love music.
Yeah, you love the music.
And what you said before about right at the beginning, I remember I liked Paul Anka and that song, and Mark would know this, Diana.
Yes,
that was a great tune.
Yeah, I think he was only 17 when he recorded it.
16, I think.
16,
yeah.
Amazing.
And he had this wonderful voice. And, Paul Anka's just written so many songs.
My Way being probably one of the most famous.
Yeah, but I mean, the list, if you check him out, it's unbelievable.
Incredible.
Yeah, so it goes back to there, Mary.
Who was your first guests on your first show then, on your radio? Music guests.
The first serious show I had was in Reading, funny enough, Radio 210.
Yeah.
Neil French Blake, who I actually saw and spent 3 hours with last week. He's amazing, Neil. He still is now. It was just wonderful to see him. I haven't seen him for years and years. Anyway, he gave me the chance to work there, and we had some great people on that station. And the first guest, the serious guest, was Denny Lane. And I bumped into him in Fulham at a gig, and I said, "Oh, I'd love you to come on the show, Denny." He said, "I will," and he did. And he came in, so it was the first, and it kind of took off from there. You know how one thing leads to another.
Oh, of course, yes, been there, yes, got the T-shirt.
So it was very like that, Mary. And then people start asking you to come on the show. And you think, oh yeah, okay, and it's kind of nice. I love rock and roll people like Mark does. I had Joe Brown and Marty Ward on the show together, and Joe is something else. He's very strong personality, and I got used to him. He came in loads of times. We became quite friendly, and he's a great performer, and he's still performing today.
Yeah,
and the last time I saw Joe was at the Albert Hall, and he filled the Albert Hall.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did. Believe it or not, he had backup of Mark Knopfler and several other people, but nevertheless, Joe is quite
He's a front man, isn't he?
He's great on stage.
Has he still got that fabulous hair, a bit like myself?
Yes, he has, and it's the real thing. With Joe.
That's not stuck on.
Fabulous guitar player, actually. People don't realise that he's a very, very competent guitar player himself. They just think he, sings and writes, but very good.
No, he's brilliant on the guitar.
Yeah, he has done a lot on the show. One of my favourite songs that he did was Sea of Heartbreak. Sea of Heartbreak.
Yeah.
That's out again on the list with Roseanne Cash.
Yeah.
And Bruce Springsteen. It's out now.
Yeah.
And it is a great song. You're quite right.
It's a great song. Shall we have a listen?
You got it there?
I think I might
You're on
have
the
it
ball,
here.
Mary.
Oh.
I tell you, I'm on the ball.
That's a good lead-in.
Enjoy.